These three are a shot back to the old school. I'm telling you, if HBO works this right,
Three out of how many, Andrew?
No, but
these three out of how many?
Oh, you don't want me to keep going.
Come on, no, I want you to keep going, Andrew.
Okay,
I'm playing devil's advocate. That's my only job here. I watched the debates all week on all this stuff. I really did, right? I watched all the debates. I watched everybody try to scream that boxing was back thanks to Saul Canelo. I listened to the shows. I listened to the podcasts. I read all the articles. Oh, my God. The difference between prize fighting and boxing.
Sergey Kovalev is a huge fight.
Me, Mexican?
Him versus any of the guys moving up. Even Andre Ward is going to be a huge fight. Carl Froch Lee is a huge fight. I'm telling you, there's still – and if you haven't heard, anyone hasn't heard this or read this last few days, Chavez Jr. wants to go back to either 168 or 160. And I'm telling you right now, him versus Saul Alvarez is going to be a huge fight. Huge fight, Lee. I know Chavez sucks. We get it. We know he is getting his weight advantage back, though. If he does starve himself and is able to get back into the middleweight division, it's a huge fight. And it's going to be an exciting one because both of those guys are going to go blow for blow.
I personally think that he should go for a rematch. I think that was a narrow loss. Because I'm with Chavez about his last fight.
For Fonfara?
Yeah, with Fonfara. You know what? He believes in his mind that he won that and he was in that fight. You know what? I'm there with him. If he wants to be delusional and fat, I would pay money to go watch Fonfara beat him up again.
No, but I think he gets back into the middleweight division. He gets one more big check, Lee, and then he's probably done. You know, Chavez gets knocked out again, everyone will be done with him. But he gets...
Everybody is done with him. Bob Arum's already left him. He's like a really sad. I don't even know how to describe how pathetic he actually is.
Right. No, I know. Hey, De La Hoya's fighter's looking pretty good right now. Lucas Matisse had a huge win against Provatnikov. Now he's ready for the big time. And Saul Alvarez looked every bit of a superstar on Saturday night. His ratings even showed it. The highest rating since 2006. I believe they peaked at 2.9 million. Now, and that was for the live fight. I did check that up. I was about to jump myself. That was for the live fight, Lee, the peak. It wasn't for the replay of that disaster 2 Saturdays ago.
That disaster.
Hey, did it change your mind any when you watched the replay?
I thought it was 8-4.
Yeah, same here. And I'm going to tell all you other pack-tards something out there in the boxing world. Floyd didn't really hold. He only has like 20 clinches by round 9. And I know, Lee, and I'm not saying that sarcastically at all.
By his standards, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's not a lot. I mean,
Klitschko has that. Klitschko normally has that in 2 rounds.
Exactly. For all you Mayweather fans, he had 42 against Guerrero. You guys never checked me on it.
Okay, but here's the $1 million question. This is the debate that somebody had with me, okay? Based on watching the fight again, did Mayweather know that Pacquiao was hurt starting that fight?
Yes. I will say that. You got me. I was going to end with that one, Lee.
It's obvious now, right?
Yeah, because
he took it easy on him.
He's holding on to that right arm.
He took it easy on him.
And he's holding on. Hey, there's heck of times Kenny Bayless is trying to split him up, and Mayweather's got a hold on that arm. He knows what he's doing. Hey, who cares? That's boxing, man. That's boxing.
That is boxing.
Hey, when the USA doping agency is literally taking instructions from the pound-for-pound champ, believe me, as soon as you told them that your right arm was gone, they ran over to Floyd's gym and told him. Believe that. They get paid because of the pound-for-pound king. I believe we said that before this all started. With Floyd is the reason why they're in boxing. Believe me, they told him.
Yeah, they did. He knew.
and
Lee, I honestly think he took it easy on him. I really do.
I believe it because, Lee, the numbers are so big. Everyone, look, I'm not going to say everyone. I'm going to say Pacquiao's loyal fans. They bought in. Shoot, there's still people. Lee, there are videos right now on the internet that are saying, how Floyd's punch stat was a lie. And there's guys out there counting the punches over again and editing tape to make it look like he didn't land as many as he did. So there will be a rematch, people. Hold on. I don't think Floyd goes back to work in 6 weeks. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's going to take, if I was him, trip around the world. Maybe 2 months. Maybe. I'll see you next May.
No, he'll fight him again.
Oh, yeah, I know. I totally believe it.
And I actually am going to agree with the wife beater, Max Kellerman. I'm sorry, girlfriend beater. I don't want to get it incorrect. The girlfriend beater, Max Kellerman. And everybody, don't worry. They got married, so that makes it okay.
Yeah, she got over it.
She got over it. Would your lady get over it?
Hell no.
Hell no. Why do you think I tell you guys mine has a gun in case I wind up dead?
Yep.
If I even considered raising a hand, I'd have a bullet in me.
Yeah, I think it would be a counter shot if I ever swung at her. It'd have to be a counter punch because she would hit first, Lee.
Now yours would take the punch and wait and kill you in your sleep. That's exactly how it would go down, and I'm saying it on the show in case it does happen. Never know with Andrew. Max Kellerman had it nailed on the head. The argument is sound. Hey, a one-armed Manny Pacquiao won 4 rounds. A 2-arm Pacquiao could probably win 6 rounds.
Right.
You're right. The draw money goes through the roof. And I'll tell you this: in the second fight, I'd actually bet Mayweather to win by knockout.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely think he gets stronger in second fights.
And Manny has no return on this one. There is no going to the 12th round without giving it your all. I totally agree. 2 healthy arms, 1 more shot at this. I think he goes balls to the walls and he walks into right hands all night until it's over.
Until it's over, they just stop him.
Yep, that'll be his last fight anyway. Come on,
sure.
What's his market going to be after another Floyd beatdown? What is it? Maybe a top rank fight in Omaha, Nebraska with what's his name? Terrence Crawford.
No, he can fight Marquez again.
Yeah, right. In Mexico somewhere, some bull ring.
Right. That's at least worth another $5 million for Bob. Yep. And if this makes Bob sound really bad, like he uses up his fighters and then kicks them to the curb, historically, am I wrong about this? But Bob Arum uses up his fighters and then kicks them to the curb.
That's boxing.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes,
I don't want to confuse that. Oh, by the way, that's the same thing that happens in MMA. So all you MMA guys, just calm down. Same thing happens there. Dana uses up his fighters and then kicks them to the curb. And in pro wrestling, not only do they get kicked to the curb, then they get invited back to be put into a Hall of Fame they don't make any money for, which I find even more amusing. So, is there any news of the week other than that?
No.
Right?
I want to ask you, Lee.
Did you see the David Avila story?
Yes, I did.
That was earlier in the week.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about it because David's a friend of ours.
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, one of the best boxing writers, I get asked, who would you read if you read boxing writers? Kevin Iole, since the weight loss. I have a lot of respect for Kevin now that he's lost all the weight. As much as I hate to admit it, Dan Rayfield, for some reason, that fat walrus manages to get all the inside dirt.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Matt Aguilar, great opinion writer. And last but not least, I'd put in the same exact class, David Avila. David has been writing since, I'm pretty sure, Marquess of Queensberry. David, no offense. David actually wrote a review of this show when we were on local radio in Southern California. And it was one of the biggest thrills of my life because we had a signal that beamed all the way back. And for a while, FightNet Radio was capturing everybody driving back from Las Vegas. And it was a big deal. So we did 4 straight hours on Sunday nights. And by the way, Andrew never had to do 4 straight hours. Don't look at Andrew. I, on the other hand, did.
Yeah.
I'd split it up and do either an hour and a half or 2 hours and 2 hours of boxing and MMA and fill in the last hour with an interview or something. But that was pretty intense on Sunday nights. And it was great. And David wrote a really, really nice write-up about the show. and how it was different that we were willing to talk about our opinions. And as he put it, Lee seems to say whatever the hell he wants. Which I tend to agree with David. I say whatever the hell I'm thinking, which is generally everybody's opinion, but nobody in boxing has the guts to say it, but they will steal the headlines. And for those of you that listen, I actually get that most of you are just industry people who find this show completely amusing because I will talk crap about anybody with no fear of retribution. You can't not invite me to more fights. There's like nothing more you can physically do to me. So with that said, David wrote this piece. For those that don't know, you can go find it on Facebook. Go friend him. Go follow him. He wrote a piece where he's over Mayweather. That's awesome. He is calling for an official moratorium. He's not covering. He's done. He's done. Done with Mayweather. Do you think he means it?
I don't. Yeah, Lee, I'm gonna say yeah. Why would he come out and say it just to go back on his word? He wrote the story. Maybe down the road Mayweather reaches out to him. Doubt it, but Avila is a veteran in the media room, so it's possible that Mayweather reaches out for him and gives his side of the story of why the media was shut out of this fight. I don't even know if it was just the fact that Avila didn't get into the fight. I think what he was most mad about was the disrespect to the media members that not only work a job for boxing, but they're doing it out on their off time too. Me and you, Lee.
Well, that was his point. His point was basically the guys like us who cover the sport, who have day jobs, we do it for our passion and our love of boxing and fighting in general. And I get his point. But
Lee,
it's been this way for a long time, Andrew. Come on.
I've said this many times, Lee. Floyd Mayweather would have never have been the pound-for-pound champion as long as he was if it wasn't for the BWAA and for the media members sticking behind him because they wanted this potential Super Bowl. I believe everybody wanted to see this fight because they wanted boxing back. They wanted to see if boxing was still a mainline sport when we have the two fighters that attracts the average Joe, and it is. It clearly showed that. 73 million at the gate, 4.4 million pay-per-view buys. It took free in 2 other continents or countries, excuse me. Totally showed that. And I think we all wanted it, and we gave Mayweather the pound-for-pound title when he beat Arturo Gatti. Gatti, I believe, had 6 losses when he stepped in the ring against Floyd. Yet this is what we crowned him the best in the sport. And Floyd kind of turned his back on all of them. When Floyd was only fighting one time a year, once a year, he does it for like 5 years, maybe even more. We could have stripped him then. That's inactivity. And he wasn't even fighting the guys we wanted to see. But
you get that the pound for pound is basically dictated by Ring Magazine, which is basically owned by Oscar De La Hoya.
The pound for pound was given to him by the media members, though, Lee. You got to agree with that.
Nobody called me. It wouldn't have been my choice. I mean, nobody called me and said, "Hey, Lee, who would you put on this list?"
Well, are you part of the BWAA, Lee Hunnish?
No, I'm not. I thought about joining it the other day just for my own personal amusement. But you understand what I'm saying, Yeah, I
Lee.
do. I get your point.
We could have stripped him. He gave us many reasons. That Marquez fight, he comes in overweight. So not only did he only fight once that year, but you came in overweight. You didn't even make a title defense. Strip him. We didn't. We knew this fight was going to happen eventually. Remember, we never expected Marquez to knock out Pacquiao. We never expected that. But we knew this fight would happen eventually, and Floyd backstabbed us, man. We made this. We made him that 4.4 million. We built this fight. We made Pacquiao look like the equal when we know now he never was. And he turned his back on us. That's all right. I knew it was going to happen, Lee. You knew it was going to happen. If you listen to Fight Net Radio when this fight got signed, damn it, you would have heard us say there will be no media members in this fight. There will be. That's why I wasn't mad. Already knew it was coming.
Right. And even if you got in, the few that got in, they stuck them in a back room and made them watch it on a screen.
Yep, a tent.
A tent. They got catering.
Yeah.
They got catering.
They were making phone calls to guys in LA, Mr. Avila, for example, calling him on the morning of the fight. Hey, you want to come to the fight? Oh, yeah, let me just jump in my car and drive 3 hours right